Hi, my name is Josephine Lowe, and I currently go to UC Irvine with a major in public health sciences and a minor in medical anthropology. Something I do for fun is I would consider, since I consider myself as like a lover of knowledge, I would often go on YouTube and search for videos that interest me, um, whether in the field of um, anthropology, like anything medical related. Like it could be like worldly relations and like country relations, or it could be just like little facts that here and there will like interest me. And some of my favorite channels are Vox, Now This World, Secret Daily, TEDx. I love TEDx, and um, Wired. Yeah, those are just a few of my favorite channels to um, go to when I like have my free time. I just especially love the intake of knowledge, and just I don't know, just something makes me really interested about the world. And another one of my things that I do for fun is well, not for fun, but I work at UCI Childcare Services, and because I love kids so much, I just think that their genuine personality is just so real to me that I work at the childcare services with kids that are like around 2 to 3 years old, and I don't know if you ever heard about the terrible twos, but it's just they're mad, they're sad, they're like whenever they're feeling annoyed or like happy, they'll just express it. And I love just how like genuine and just real they are, and I absolutely love hanging out with the kids. One thing that I found most interesting about the handbook is I know I mentioned a different fact like in the quiz, but for this matter, I'll mention a different one. And I found that just learning about all sorts of different types of methods to kind of like scan the body for abnormalities was really interesting to me, especially like before. Whenever I would go to a doctor's appointment, I would only hear like the words like MRI or like EEG or like ultrasound, but like through the handbook I learned so many other like methods to scan the body. And before, when I would go to like doctor's appointment and I would hear these words, I like wouldn't really pay attention to it, though I know, like the basics and what it means, like magnetic resonance imaging and stuff like that. But then I just found that it's particularly interesting that actually some of these methods don't require radiation. I don't know, maybe it's because when I was little, my mom has always told me that like only go to like the doctors like once a year to like get these scans here and there, like the x-rays, because there's radiation. And so from like as when I was a little kid, I just thought like, oh, everything required radiation, and that though it's good to like get scanned and everything, there's also like side effects of having radiation like enter our body. And so just learning about how like MRI and ultrasound doesn't require radiation really just fascinated me, even though, yeah. And my favorite class in college, what it has been, and like the most interesting thing about my class. One interesting thing. So recently I took a class. It's an upper div public health sciences class, and the name is Global Infectious Disease. Through this, I learned that it's not necessarily like the information that really wowed me. I mean, the information did wow me. It taught me about like how easy global infectious disease can spread through with like exacerbations in like poverty and environment, and how that can easily spread because they don't have the right treatments or the right like prevention. But I think what I really took away from this class was the professor's zeal and passion in when she teaches, and just the fact that she doesn't let like factors such as grades influence like our learning. So in this class, her name is Dr. Sammy. Um, she genuinely just wants to like teach, and because she's passionate about what she's teaching. And I feel like she's really different from other professors because on the other hand, she even mentions like, oh, I don't care about grades. Like there will be a lot of office hour or like extra credit opportunities, so you don't even have to worry about grades. Like she just wants us to solely focus and be curious in what we're learning. And ever since I was a kid, I was always, I guess it's like through society too, that yeah, you should care about your grades, which you should, but it's like I feel like it's overemphasized. And until just recently, I was kind of really fed up with the fact that I would only focus on getting the A or like B's in my classes, but I just realized that I wasn't intently like wanting to learn about the materials, and I was just kind of like, oh, what's really the point? Even though like I know grades and like GPA are really important, but I just learned that um, like I really just wanted to start like seeking information and like just being curious about the world will really make like information stick or make things just have things make sense. And so I realized that um, like through her teaching, just being so passionate in what she does is really just like empowering to me. As I realized though, like there needs to be some sort of like extrinsic motivation, which is like grades, that I like it's intrinsic motivation that will make this worthwhile or make this like last long, which is probably another reason why I like look up YouTube videos, because it's just so like I'm at home and I like can search it up whenever I want. So there's not really an extrinsic motivation there, but it's just solely for like curiosity and passion and to learn about the world. And lastly, the last question: why do you think you would be able to bring into the clinical setting? I think I would be able to bring curiosity into this field since I know the medical field is always changing, especially through with like new diseases being discovered or like new methods of treatment being like invented. I feel like without motivation or without like curiosity in this field, like you would just stay where you are. You wouldn't be constantly like learning about ways and treatment, like how to help people and to strive for knowledge that never ends, which is true. And I really enjoy that part of knowledge because there's always new things to learn and like new methods to like come up with, to like better healthcare system. And another thing that I think I will bring is my personality of just being sympathetic, because I noticed that these patients, as they come in with just whatever they need to be treated with, like they're oftentimes made humble, and to be able to just humble them and give like a part of our hearts to them as we care for them is something that I really see myself doing. And I know like through a little like compassionate words and like things that we do for the patient, it will really just make their experience at the hospital or clinic like just that much better, because they feel safe that in the environment and with like the nurses or doctors that will really help them and like genuinely like care for them. Yeah, that's it.